Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at my 2007 Mercedes SLK 280. I purchased this car from a used car dealer. As you can see here from the photos, the car looked really good on the pictures that were provided. Even in this second photo here, you can't see some things that I'm getting ready to show you. Interior looked really good, really clean inside. The leather was in really good condition, no rips, no tears in the seats, no fading, no cracking. It apparently was garage kept because, as you can see, the interior just looked really good. The top functioned just as it should. This is a hardtop convertible, and there were no issues with the hardtop when I did my test drive. Just wanted to make sure that that worked. This is a photo of the car. Again, once I got it home. And here are the pictures that I mentioned you don't really see very well when I purchased the car. This damage along the side, it's all along the passenger side of the vehicle, from front to back, as you can see here. It looks like it probably took, I wouldn't say a shopping cart, but maybe something similar to that. It just kind of raked all the way down the side of the car, from the front fender to the door to the rear fender, and it took it pretty hard in the rear fender, down to the bare metal underneath. Let's take a look at fixing this damage on the side of the vehicle. Relatively easy to pull these dents out and get them leveled up, and then start sanding. So really start sanding out, trying to get everything as even as possible, making it feel smooth. And again, I did have to sand down to bare metal. After that, I was able to Bondo and put on this first layer of paint. This is the factory color paint, and you can kind of see, if you really look at the picture, that it's a brighter white compared to the rest of the car, where it kind of looks like it's yellowing. So this first application of paint kind of worried me a little bit. I did apply that first coat of paint, sanded it, and then once I applied a clear coat, as you can see from these photos, the car looked much better. The paint blended as well as can be expected. I wasn't completely happy with it. You could still feel that it was pretty rough. I could probably have used to have been sanded and then painted, probably wet sanded, and then cut and buffed a few times. But I have other plans for this vehicle. What I really wanted to do was just make sure there was paint there, make sure that the dents and dings were pulled out, make sure that I wasn't down to bare metal, that there was paint applied, and again, that the major damage had been fixed. So next, let's take a look at the taillights and the headlights. When I purchased the car, again, the taillight on the passenger side had a crack in it, and then there's a hole at the bottom. You can kind of see that right here. And the light didn't work very well. It was not very bright. It was kind of dim. Found a replacement on eBay for $120. That came shipped. I got the bulbs included. So all I had to do was just remove the old one, put the new one in. I think the whole process might have taken me 20 to 30 minutes. A really simple replacement. It looks much better, functions as it should. No more hole, no more crack. Now let's take a look at the headlights. The headlights were extremely yellowed. You could see a lot of film and flaking on the plastic on these headlights, as you can see here. But this is easily remedied. You get some sandpaper, really sand this stuff down, graduate on your sandpaper, 800, 1000, 1200, and then spray on some clear coat when you're done, and you can see a huge difference in how these headlights turned out. Initially, I had thought about buying brand new headlights. Of course, that could cost anywhere from $400 to a couple thousand if you're trying to go OEM. But going aftermarket with Spider or something like that, you could probably get away with like a $300, $400 set of headlights. But I was able to just sand these down. Again, wet sanding. You can find many videos on YouTube on how to do this, and then apply a good clear coat and to protect the plastic that's there. And as you can see, it turned out really great. really happy with these results. So now we're going to look at the wheels and tires. Now, what came on the car: 16-inch wheels and tires, and they don't look bad. I mean, these are the original tires and wheels. I did find this set on Facebook Marketplace. These are off of a Mercedes SLK. These are 17-inch wheels with Kumo tires. The Kumo tires are brand new, so I figured let's go ahead and make the purchase. What I was able to do is purchase these wheels with the tires, all four, for $250. I was able to sell my 16-inch wheels and tires for $200. So basically, I paid $50 for this brand new set of wheels and tires. As you can see, they look really good mounted. They really fill out the wheel well a little bit better. I think the 17 is about where you want to be to maintain function as well as performance, but also get a little bit better of a look from the vehicle. Next modification is going to be to the steering wheel. So as you can see, the steering wheel from this is the original steering wheel. It's really faded along the top. It's starting to peel the leather. As you can see on the sides, it's cracked. You can see the white where it's cracked. There's some missing leather, some, I guess you would call them chips in the leather, gouges, where I'm kind of pointing at with the arrows and the circles here on this photo, and I wanted to get that fixed. The best way to do that is with the steering wheel cover. You can purchase steering wheel covers from Amazon. There's a lot out there that you can actually get very custom. The one that I chose, you're able to choose the material, whether you want carbon fiber, leather, suede, Alcantara. There's a lot of different options. Do you want it on the top? Do you want it on the bottom? Do you want it on the sides? Do you want the whole steering wheel done? And then you can choose the color of the thread that they'll ship with it. So do you want red, blue, green, white, tan? Since the interior of my car is tan, I figured I'd go with the tan threading, and then I went with leather, perforated leather on the top and bottom, and then on the sides I have chosen to go with a suede material. Next, I decided to go ahead and wrap the vehicle. As I mentioned before, when I did the body work along the side, paint was still pretty rough, and there was a lot of other places on the vehicle. You can see here on the hood where I'm kind of have these little circles. This is actually rust spots, so it had been rock chipped down to the point in the hood where it was down to the bare metal, and that bare metal had begun to rust. Really, the only option I could do at this point was to replace the entire hood and have it repainted. If I'm doing that, I might as well repaint the fenders and the side, or I might as well have the whole car done. Instead, I decided to wrap the vehicle. I was vetoed on my initial choice of colors. I wanted to go with a matte black or a brushed aluminum, but decided to go with a ghost white pearl. I know you're thinking, why would you wrap a white car with white wrap? But in my opinion, it was the best looking wrap for this vehicle. I did make some changes with the black vinyl. I did decide to go with black vinyl on the roof, the C-pillars, the diffuser on the rear, and then a couple places on the front bumper here I'm going to point out in this photo where you can see I made those subtle changes. Overall, the wrap itself took a couple of days, but I am extremely pleased with the results. I'm happy that there's no more rust spots. Everything is covered. Any paint that's underneath this wrap has been protected now, and the car looks great. I like the sheen that kind of comes off of it now, and it basically looks like a brand new paint job in my opinion, without really changing the color. The black highlights make it stand out, and just as I said before, I'm really pleased with these results. Okay, let's do a quick wheeler dealer style breakdown. With cost, the SLK cost me $4,800. The wheels and tires were $50 between the swap. Bodywork was $200 with the materials. Tail light was $120. The headlight refurb was $25 for the materials. Steering wheel was $110. The vinyl wrap $500 just for the wrap itself. The air filters were $20. The fuel injector cleaner $4. Synthetic oil change $110. So my grand total was $59.39. So right around $6,000 even. But I just want to touch on those last three items: the air filters, the fuel injector cleaner, and the synthetic oil change. The reason I was able to get the car for $4,800 was because there was a check engine light when I purchased it. I did bring my code scanner. I read the codes. There were about 8 codes, and the dealer was trying to be as honest as he could. He did not want to clear the codes, have me buy the car, drive away, and a check engine light popped. So he left everything on. When I got home, I was able to clear all the codes, but within a day or two, the check engine light came back on, and I read the codes again. Upon reading the codes for the second time, I was able to look on the internet, get some information, and basically it told me just to do regular maintenance on the car. So I did a full synthetic oil change, I changed the air filters, and I added fuel injector cleaner and 93 octane gas. I cleared the codes again, and the check engine light is gone. It has remained dark for the past month that I've had the car. I put a little over 500 miles on the car, driving all the way from Orlando to the east coast of Florida, back to Orlando, and now to the west coast of Florida. So no issues have come back up, and I'm really enjoying driving the car. If you've watched any of my past videos, you know usually this is the time where I tell you how I've sold the car and flipped it to make a small profit. In this case, I'm actually going to keep the car for a little while. I enjoy driving the car. It's a nice looking car, and it's functioning just as it should. At this point, I'm going to do some more modifications, and I might need your input. So let's look at future modifications. This first modification is really more maintenance than anything, but I need new discs. The discs running on the wheels or on the Mercedes now have a lip on them, and I can tell they need new discs, so I'm going to go ahead and get something that's slotted and drilled. If I'm replacing those, I may as well go ahead and replace the pads with some new ceramic pads. That's not really an upgrade, it's not really a modification, except for the stock discs are not slotted or drilled. While I have the wheels off, might as well paint the calipers. Typically I paint calipers red, I just like that look, but it's on a white car with black trim, so should I go with black calipers? Should I go with the yellow caliper? Or maybe blue? What do you think? Let me know down in the description. I'm also going to do a muffler delete. I'm going to cut off the stock mufflers and replace those with MagnaFlow Glass Pack Performance mufflers, just to get a little bit more throaty, roadster style sound. And when I do that, I'm going to have to replace the tips. I'll show you what I have currently on the vehicle, and you can see there's kind of an oval cutout in that rear diffuser. So should I replace the tips with one of these oval style tips, seen here in black, and also in silver? Or should I go with the traditional rounded tips? These have a built-in resonator. They also come in a powder coated or matte black or stainless steel silver. So what do you think? Oval or round? Leave me a comment down below. So if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Please click that like button down below. Please consider subscribing. In the coming weeks, I'll have an update on this vehicle. Thanks again.